I'm back from a little thrifting, and I thought I would let you see some of the pieces that I got. And some of you like to know the approximate prices I'm spending on these. This was senior day. They were 25% off. So I got a punch bowl. This was $4.09 at my shop. This green piece, which I think will be interesting. It's not a I don't think it's a green glass through and through. I think it's been painted. It was $5. It's a little bit more, but I think it's been tinted and painted on the inside, which is fine. You just have to be aware of that. Sometimes it doesn't hold its color when it's out in the sun for a long period of time. Sometimes it flakes off. You just have to be careful. A small votive base. I like this one. Mosaic glass. This should be really cool. That was just over $1.09. I guess you could say it's a very large martini glass, but this piece, that would be one heck of a martini. This piece is cool. Whoops, that was just $5. A little more than I normally spend on some of these, but they had an interest. I like to try and find things that are a little different. This is a true blue glass, this cobalt blue. This was and it's a very heavy base to it. Actually, this is a really good deal for $2. Nice. That's nice. This red one clearly has been painted. It's been scratched up. It has a tinted surface to it, so it's not a through and through solid red. Interesting. This is marked $5.99 or $5.09, but it says made in Spain. It has a $20 price tag underneath that, but it's damaged in that it's scraped up a little bit. I could either touch that up with some of the alcohol inks, or I could just leave it as it is. This is one of my more expensive ones, but I really, really liked this piece. Now this appears to me to be a true glass aqua color, if you will, all the way through, rather than something that's painted or tinted. And you can usually tell the glass is much more translucent, but this dimpled surface I thought was just really cool. This was $6.99, and that was not at the senior pricing. So, but that really, I think is cool. This is a cut glass bowl, and actually a very, I'll be using it, but it's probably a very useful bowl and well priced for what it was priced $5. It has underneath that 2 other price tags that look like they are considerably more than that. Might have been as much as $20. But it has a sticker on it that's Bohemia, so you know, and it's good and heavy, so it's probably lead crystal. It'll be a nice base for something. Now, previously I went shopping. I love this one. It was at a different Goodwill. It was a little pricier at $1.99, but I liked the twist to it. Picked up these water glasses. I think they were like 50, 60 cents each. I thought they had nice, and they're a true blue tinted glass. They've not been, you know, that's the color of the glass. And then I had 2 other glasses. This one's very heavy. Water goblets, if you will. I don't remember. These weren't individually priced, but I think they were no more than $1, if that. But this one has a green tint, and it's a bit like a frosted look to it. And This candle holder, again, I think it was less than $1.89 or something, but that's nice and heavy, good solid glass. That'll work well on something. So I have a number of new pieces now. I've got to figure out what to do with them. But hi, welcome to Adventures in Glass with Doug. That's me. Got a really cool project today, and I want to line up some of the things we're going to use for it. I think you're going to like this one. But let's see if we can make a decision here about what we're going to have, because this one I'm going to do as a battery-operated, lighted sculpture. So I've got a couple of choices in my box of many lights here. One is a warm white LED, and one is a bright white LED, and I'm not sure which one I like. So let's see, in the bowl that we're going to use, we have that kind of light, or we have that kind of light. I don't know, I'm thinking maybe the bright white, because there's an aqua color in there, so I think we'll go with the bright white. One of the things I have learned when putting lights in some of these vases is that if there's some vertical space that I want to make sure I cover, I have to fasten part of the light in the, I guess you'd say, like the ceiling. And since that's the way this is going to be, I'm going to put a dab of silicone in to hold it, so that when I fill it, or when I turn it right side over, the light doesn't all collapse to the bottom. I wanted to cover the vertical space, so we're going to let that dry in the vase here, and move on to another assembly. Now, I haven't really shown you what this is going to be. I'll let it be a surprise, but I've got some pieces that we're going to use. Let me arrange these here so you can see. Let me go up a little bit. Okay, one of the things that I did recently was to salvage some pieces from my totem disaster, my glass disaster outside. And you'll notice from a previous video how I lost a lot of them. So I tried to salvage pieces. This is one of them, and I particularly liked this glass because I knew the color would work well with another new piece that I got. So we're going to use this this punch bowl as a base. We're going to put this plate on top. That big blue golf ball, if you will, is going to sit on top of that. So my first task is to get this fastened down, and so I'm going to put a rim of silicone here, put the plate on top of that. That will give me a nice broad surface to cover the opening on this sphere, the glass globe, if you will. But one of the things I have to make sure of is that I know where I'm going to be fastening. Okay, so it would help if I was on my turntable. I wonder if I can move this. There, okay. Let's come back to my turntable. The reason I say that is that gives me a good opportunity to see how symmetrical everything is, how balanced. I've said it many times, silicone, 100% silicone is the adhesive that I use. You're welcome to use other things, but I recommend this. It's easy to work with, and I've had no problems with it. I think we're going to have to let this dry before we can start assembling the rest of it. So we'll be back when everything's dried, probably tomorrow, and finish this up. Well, things have dried overnight, and we're ready to go on with the next steps in assembling this. Let me do a couple of things here that I think will move us along. I haven't shown you what all of this is going to be yet, but we do have a piece that's going to be a topper on our blue golf ball, if you will. And what I did yesterday was to take one of my handy dandy marbles, glass marbles, and I alcohol ink colored that to try to get close to the aqua color in the glass globe. So what we're going to do is put that, it's not going to be here, but we're going to take a moment to put that glass marble on this candle holder. We'll set that aside to dry, and we'll have a look at our lighting. This is going to sit upside down to fasten it in, but let's see how we're doing. I put some silicone in the ceiling, if you will, of this globe to help hold some of it when it gets turned over. And I want to kind of just make sure I've got an interesting cluster of light that'll be in there. Okay, I think that's going to work out all right. I also taped the battery pack so that it was not going to be flopping around when I moved it upside down. So let's just go ahead and put silicone on the top of this and flip it over. I'm going to move things to the side just for a second so we can do an assembly of what'll be the final two pieces on top. I think I can go ahead and fasten this, and then we'll be able to take this assembly and put it on top, and we'll be done. So in that case, let's get our silicone ready. So let's see if we can finish the assembly of these pieces. I'm going to try to get what I need out of this silicone. All right, so there we are. I'll show you a finished view a little bit later after everything dries and we're set up. I'll show you what we're going to do about the battery pack and all the rest of that. So there's a little more to come. Well, I think this turned out really nice. We've got some good color in my marble that seems to match pretty well with the aqua of the globe. I've fastened the battery pack best I can on the back side here. That gives you access to change the batteries, but it's relatively innocuous and kind of disappears into the sculpture. So we'll turn those lights on in a bit when it gets dark enough, and there you have, I think, a really cool sculpture.